So I can say that literally a few days ago, I was just on a Zoom with the entire cast from The Best Man, and the group is going to get back together again. And yeah, we're all excited about it, and we're really looking forward to it. And just being on that Zoom call, I should have took a picture. I should have took a picture and posted it. Next time I'm gonna do that. Don't tell everybody else from the cast. But the next time we do a Zoom,
Yep.
take a picture and post it for everybody. Let you guys know we're getting back together again.
With you being a little more involved on the production side, and you have at different points in your career, is there something producing gives you that acting doesn't?
Oh yeah, almost definitely. So acting, we're hired guns. The production, they get the script, they cultivate the script, then they bring everybody together and they say, okay, they hire us to come in, act, and then we go home, and then they're in post-production on the project. One of the things, say for instance with Spell, it was something that it was a creation that we actually thought about. To me as an actor, and maybe it's because me being an actor in front of the camera my whole career, for the most part, I've never had the opportunity to feel that satisfaction of coming up with a concept and an idea from nothing, and then for it to see the finished product on screen, and that just brings a whole different type of gratification, to know you're there from beginning to end. It's something I'm gonna do a lot more. And actually, one of the reasons why, I was also excited and was definitely willing to step out and let Amari do it is because for the most part, I did one other film. I found the script to this movie called Takers. It was Idris Elba, Paul Walker.
Yeah, T.I.
T.I., exactly. So
yeah,
I found that script for the studio. But other than that script, most of my producing titles have just been, I guess, somewhat vanity titles. Hey, can you be in this movie? We'll give you a producer title. So to me, to get a movie done and get a movie made and to be a producer on a film that I'm not in, it really feels, it's much more gratifying to me.
Could you see yourself directing someday?
That I couldn't do, no. The directing is so meticulous. You have to, when you have that final cut, you have to watch that final cut, make the edits of the final cut, make the adjustments, and watch it almost as if you're watching it for the first time, because you have to, see it as if the audience would see it. And it's just so meticulous. The repetitiveness of watching take after take, and then editing is. I'm not cut from that cloth, and I don't think I ever will be. Same with writing. I respect writers. I respect directors. I respect actors, but I respect writers and directors the utmost, because I couldn't do what they do.
The interesting, and I think a hallmark of your career is that you have been in a lot of timeless movies that still have aged quite well, from Boys in the Hood. I would even say Two Can Play That Game, one of my personal favorites, for sure. And so when and G.I. Jane as well. I still like to use the line, because Negroes can't see at night. People don't know.
Look at you, okay.
Yeah, listen, I never knew. I wish I had, I wish I could tell my college self, one day you're going to get a chance to interview actors and people like more Chestnut. So all this time you spent watching these movies over and over again will actually pay off at some point. I don't want to yell Ricky at you. Let me go deep in the crate and pull some out. You know what I'm saying? Like they'd be like, to let you know, like, I've been studying you, man.
You've been watching. I've been around for a minute.
Yeah. Yes, I was watching, but nevertheless, despite the fact that you have played a lot of different roles, it felt like people had put you in the bucket of being romantic comedy guy.
Right.
How did you feel about being kind of put in that particular box?
So, with me, I'll always go back to when I was starting out, and I never had, no one knew who I was, and I was struggling to get parts, right? So you're actor, you pounding the pavement, you're going on auditions, and you just, man, I just wish I can just get a role so people can identify with me and I can get more roles off of that. That was always, what I was hoping for. And so then, got Boys in the Hood, and then I fell into, after a little while after that, I fell into the romantic comedy bucket. And I don't mind that. Obviously there have been projects where I kind of tried to break out of that, and wanted to do different things. But people mostly identify me with that. But I don't mind because, I've been able to be around and have the opportunity to work in this industry for a long time because of what people identify me with. I've had the opportunity to play in movies that resonate with people to this very day. I mean, Boys in the Hood, they're reselling T-shirts, and then people are watching, they're consuming that. And then it'd be a project like The Best Man that, we had, the first one, and then 15 years later, we did the second one, and now we're in negotiations to do something else with it. So I've been very fortunate and blessed to just have an opportunity to have these type of roles and people still see me and still want to see me in a movie or in a project. And so it's just an unbelievable blessing, and I'm grateful for that. And I'm never going to take it for granted, because it's so challenging to just be in this industry in any capacity.
First of all, don't think I'm going to let that go by that you just said, and now we're thinking of negotiating to do something else with The Best Man.
Right.
We'll just let that slide more. So,
right.
What can you tell me about what that something else is?
I can tell you that, what's today? So is this tape? When does this air?
I'm not sure yet, but it'll be some weeks before this. Okay.
So I can say that literally a few days ago, I was just on a Zoom with the entire cast from The Best Man, and the group is going to get back together again. And we're all excited about it, and we're really looking forward to it. And just being on that Zoom call, I should have took a picture. I should have took a picture and posted it. Next time I'm gonna do that. Don't tell everybody else from the cast. But the next time we do a Zoom, I'm gonna take a picture and post it for everybody. Let you guys know we're getting back together again.
Oh my God, y'all trying to break the internet. While we're on the subject of Best Man, what did you think about how Best Man Holiday ended? Were you, I don't know if they consulted you, because Malcolm Lee did, I don't know if he said, hey, by the way, we're going to kill your wife in this, she's not going to be with us. Like, how did you feel about that ending?
It was, so when we had met, I think we had met a couple of years prior to us actually filming it. And we all went to dinner, and Malcolm said, listen, I'm just want to talk to you guys, let you know I'm in the middle of writing a script, and someone's going to die, right? And it's one of those things to where, we've built up, it's not only just building up a bond on set, but then when you watch it so we build up a bond on set, and then watching the movie, watching the camaraderie, watching how we all play together. I mean, it's really like family. And so that was a tough part of it. And I would have rather for her not to die, but he felt that in order for us to come back and for it to be the movie that it was, we had to have a little bit of everything. He had to have some type of event that's going to bring us all back together again. And then, he splices in a little bit of comedy and humor, and along with the seriousness of dealing with cancer. So he wrote a great script. It was a truly engaging movie. But I'm gonna miss Monica when we get back together and do it again, because she's just such a wonderful actress. She's a great person, and I'm just gonna miss her.
I know Malcolm a little bit, and I always, after I saw Best Man Holiday when it came out, I immediately, I think I hit him up not too long after that, and I was like, as a sports writer and sports commentary, I got one major beef with this movie. He's like, what? And I'm like, did you really have him taking a phone call on the sidelines? Like, that shit would never happen, man. Lance Sullivan that would not happen.
Right.
What are you doing? I was like, I get it. It's Hollywood. Let's make it theatrical. But I was like, dude, cell phones, like, they're illegal in the NFL. You can't have those on the sidelines.
Right.
And he just fell out laughing. look, Morris, tell me you were like, nah, man.
Well, you know what it was? It's and that's the interesting part though, because sometimes as actors, right, we want to portray everything to no, well, the person, we wouldn't have a cell phone, or every scene we want to be serious, but we want to make sure it's exactly how it would happen in real life. But I think sometimes as an actor, we kind of forget that most of the audience, even though they would feel that, we can still take the creative license to kind of put something like that in, and it's not going to be a major bump. I mean, that was one of the scenes when, that was a scene that a lot of people related to. I have not, honestly, you are the first person, maybe it's because you're depth in sports, but you're the first person that's ever really even mentioned that scene. Everybody, they don't even mention, hey man, how come you don't take a phone call on the sideline? You're not gonna do that. I've talked to athletes, I've talked to football players, and they don't even do it because I think that they're so engrossed in the moment, in that moment, to where, my character was dealing with so much, and I'm not, and it is the result of what happened after that phone call. I was mad at Malcolm, and I will be mad at Malcolm till I go to my grave that he put me in a Giants uniform as an Eagle fan. I'm never gonna let him live that down. And he gets a kick out of that too. He enjoys that.